My worst, Hugh Jackman's worst, The Greatest Showman.
Oh, come on.
Stop it.
Oh, we're going to fight.
Okay, here it is. Greg, for your definitive pick, you wanted excellent musical theater acting. And he is excellent in Les Mis. Don't get me wrong. It's no X-Men 3, but it's up there. Greatest Showman is the antithesis of Les Miserables, because what he is, first of all, and I'm sorry to Justin Peck, friend of the blog, and Jason Paul, the two guys who wrote the songs for the movie, friends of the blog. The music doesn't make sense for the movie. If you watch the movie, you're talking about contemporary sounding songs in turn of the century settings. It's one of my biggest pet peeves in musical theater when I see that. It's like pop music covers in Moulin Rouge. I hate it. Give me era appropriate musical theater for musicals. So that's problem number one. And the problem with Hugh Jackman is he is so outlandish. The movie is so poorly edited. The choreography is meh. It's movement. And the song, he is not the best. He is like the third or fourth best actor in that movie, and he should be the best. It was my biggest disappointment. And this is a role that he fought to get and to do for like over a decade. He tried to get this thing made. And by the time it got there, it was terrible. And he picks a director that's never directed a movie before. It's only directed commercials, and it shows. The script makes no sense. You're trying to squeeze an entire guy's life into a 2-hour movie. That thing should have been like a 3-hour like mini or a 6-hour mini series. And the other thing too about that movie is take the musical numbers out of the movie, and it's even worse. So it's not great to begin with. You take the songs out of it, it's an even worse performance. So there you go. And the problem I have with that movie is he is doing the problem that I have with this movie is he is doing stage musical theater acting in film, which does not work. So I don't expect non-trained thespians on this podcast to understand. But I was a I'm a classically trained actor. Hugh Jackman is very loud and animated in this movie, and it's like, no, it's not. It's a movie. It's not, you're not on stage right now. So it is my most disappointing Hugh Jackman performance. It's not great, and didn't like it. So and also he falsified like half the movies. Half the movies does like it's fake. Like if you actually did the research into P.T. Barnum's life, he was not that nice of a guy. So
and Logan is 100% real and a legitimate documentary.
But anyway, he is the fourth best performer in that entire movie.
Okay, that's what I want to ask you about. So who are the other three?
Zac Efron.
Oh,
first of all, Zendaya steals the entire movie. So it's Zendaya's movie. Zac Efron, Rebecca Ferguson, Hugh Jackman.
Ferguson was good. I will give you Ferguson for sure.
The other thing too is he is responsible for the worst Michelle Williams performance I've ever seen. We're talking about one of the best actresses of the last 10, 15 years, who is like borderline, like perennial Oscar nominee. She is awful in this movie. First of all,
you're blaming him. You're blaming him.
Yes.
Not her.
Like, don't drag Michelle Williams down.
She has agency, you know.
It is not her. If I ever saw Michelle Williams, I would be like Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting, and I would just hug her and say, "Hey, Greatest Showman is not your fault. It is not your fault."
Sheesh.
It's weird. It's like her smiling and happy in a movie is like seeing Batman in the daytime. It's weird. So Michelle Williams should only be crying and being put through trauma in films, not smiling and singing and dancing and being a good mother. She should be a terrible mother in movies. Sorry.
I'll just make a very quick rebuttal. And the rebuttal is like, look, Greatest Showman's not a great movie. I won't even argue too hard it's a good movie.
It's not even the goodest Showman.
I don't know how you can walk away from that saying that, like, not saying that was fun. Like that was a fun 2-hour music. You know, it's fun. Like, come on, like three or four of those songs are on permanent rotations on, Sirius XM.